Hey, what's going on, everybody? Back for another one today. So what I've done today is I've taken some of my Brunswick stew, and I'll show that to you right here. I put it in a little pot, and I'm heating it up because I've got something that I enjoy doing with Brunswick stew. I made, check this out, right? Right here, this. Some penne pasta. You see the penne right there? Just like that. Alright? Yeah, just put it in there. But I'm going to put the Brunswick stew over pasta. And now you guys are saying, oh my God, Matt, that's first you put potatoes in there. Yeah, I did. And that's a lot of carbs. So what? I'll work them off tomorrow, I promise you. And I probably worked them off today. So I'm letting that cook for a little while. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take you outside and, I don't know, eat and probably just chat about really nothing. So stand by, everybody. And we'll see you on the flip side here in a sec. Okay, bye. Right, so what we're going to do, we're going to get me some of this penne here. And everybody's probably gonna freak out. You know what Brunswick's doing, Benny? I know. Hey, this is my life. I do what I want. Eric Cartman. Anyway, so you dish out. Oh, that's about enough right there. And then what we'll do is we'll grab some of this. Let's make sure the stove is off. All right, stove is off. Cover this back up. We'll get that when we're done eating. All right. Yeah. We'll put that in there like that. All right. And there you go. I'm going to put some Parmesan cheese on top of that. And we will get to it. I'm going to eat outside tonight. I just like eating outside, so stand by. All right. I mean, that's the best I'm going to be able to do here. But as you can see, put some Parmesan cheese on it. And so, ready to eat. How many minutes have I gone? Oh, 2.5. Huh. Well, mix it up a little bit. So what do you want to talk about? You know what I don't have? I didn't bring out any napkins, but you know what I can do? I don't have to please anybody. I can still act like a man, you know? Grunting, burping, wiping my mouth with my sleeve. One of the good things about being single, you know? There's good things about being single, and then there's bad things about being single. One of the good things about being single is, like I said, I can act like a man, you know? One of the bad things about being single is I can act like a man. And the reason why that can be a bad thing is sometimes that actually can, you know, acting like a man, you know, like the primal, you know, the type of thing. You do it so often in your house that sometimes when you get out in public, you do the exact same thing. And I'll be walking along and just let go a burp or something like that, and people would just be like, "What hole did you just crawl out of?" That's good. Brunswick stew is good. Brunswick stew is good. Brunswick stew is good. Brunswick stew is good. Those who watched Feature Man will understand that right there. That's something we want to talk about. Feature Man. So a buddy of mine named John hooked me up with this guy on YouTube calls himself Feature Man. And his name is Tom Willett. And apparently he spent quite a bit of time being an extra in Hollywood. And he has the most interesting stories. He does like a little food type of thing. Sometimes he cooks, you know, sometimes he eats. And he always tells stories, and they're the most interesting stories because he's part of Hollywood in the days gone by, I guess, you know, in the 60s and 70s and in the 80s and stuff like that. And, you know, when it was just, some of his stories are really interesting. Well, I learned today that a lot of my views, all of my tens of views, they come from Tom. The majority of them come from Tom's videos. So, thanks, Tom. I did a homage to him, the Spam Getty one. I did an homage to him because I think he did the Spam Getty once. I mentioned him in there, and it's kind of a neat thing. So, good on Tom. Tom sending me some views. All my tens of views. So, just heard today that Ben Roethlisberger retired. He's an NFL football quarterback, if anybody's interested. He was drafted in 2004, and he played for the Pittsburgh Steelers the whole time. And he was drafted with a quarterback class of the three notables: Phillip Rivers, Eli Manning, and Ben. Now, they all have had great success. So, the question that I have is the 1983 quarterback class of draft class. I think they had Marino, Elway, and Jim Kelly. That's basically been known as the best quarterback class ever. The question that I have is, has the 2004 quarterback class, now that they're all retired, have they eclipsed it? You know, more passing yards, more touchdowns, more Super Bowls, more wins than the guys in 1983. So it's a good question. Comment down below if you like to chime in on that. Well, I don't know if a couple of my other videos, you guys know about all the houses being built around here and stuff like that. Well, this monstrosity of an alleyway, they're tearing it up now and they're repaving it. So I got this great view of a backhoe and mounds of dirt. And I'm glad they're not there right now working, because it is rather loud. The other day, instead of doing the smart thing and breaking up the concrete with a jackhammer, which you would think they would do, right? Because they have to find pipes and stuff like that. They were literally taking that backhoe and slamming it on the concrete, and it was shaking my house. There was ripples in the pool from it, and I'm sitting there looking at the ripples from the pool, and I'm just waiting for, I'm waiting for a crack to develop in the pool, crack to develop in the foundation, because the house is shaking. I mean, I've been through 5 earthquakes in my life, and I don't think any of the earthquakes I've ever been through in my life shook the house that bad. The biggest earthquake I've ever been through was actually in Charleston, South Carolina. It was a 4.5, 4.8 on the Richter scale. And that just was boom, like that. But this thing was repeated over and over for 5 minutes. The house was boom, boom, house was shaking. It was just nuts. Well, we'll definitely, hopefully, there's no structural damage that'll show up later, somewhere in the pool or in the house or, something like that. There is. I know who I'm suing. That's for sure. I got it filmed too, what they were doing, so I'm covering my tail in all ways. It's a nice, peaceful day today. It is. Not a whole lot of wind. It's a little chilly, hence the hoodie. It's a little chilly, but it's still a nice, peaceful day. This is better the second day through, man. It really is. I tend to eat really fast. I got that from the Air Force. When you're in basic training, back in the day, you had 6 minutes from the time you sat down to eat everything. And they would when you were in basic training, you know, and the TIs the drill instructors would circle the tables, and they would literally time you, and they would tell you what table, you know, table 6, get up, you're through. And God forbid if you had anything on your plate when you turned it in. You know, they took that, you know, take all you want but eat what you take thing very seriously. You had to drink 2 glasses of water right at the start. So you filled up really fast, you know. In 6 minutes, sometimes it didn't feel like 6 minutes, you know. I found the easiest thing to eat was in the morning waffles, because you could cut them up real fast and then just shovel them in your mouth, you know. And no talking. You don't look around. You know, your mission there was to eat, that's for sure. Any of you guys joined the military, share your stories. You know, I know Air Force, we all had pretty much the same stories, but and to be totally honest with you, Air Force basic training wasn't that hard. In the Air Force, people don't get it. The Air Force, the vast majority of people that join the Air Force are going to be technicians. Okay? The mission is for the flyers. And they're technicians. They're people that are going to be working on the electronics of the airplane. They're going to be fixing the engines. They're going to be packing parachutes. That, you know, working on the survival equipment. You know, that sort of thing. The pilots are the ones that do the combat. Nope. We're the only service that sends the vast majority of the people into the combat. We're the only service that sends officers. So, you know, you don't treat when, you know, the guys from the Army, guys from the Marines and stuff like that talk about how easy Air Force basic training is. You know, it can be. It was more paying attention to detail than anything else. But look, you don't treat technicians the same way that you treat grunts, okay? Make no mistake. Everybody has their little thing. You just don't. You know, these people are technicians and they're there to do a job. And yeah, it's very corporate. The Air Force is. So, you know, it's not necessarily something that... And the people that do the fighting, I mean, they get trained on how to fight later. You know? It was a long time ago, though. Gosh. It's coming up on 40 years since I joined the Air Force. You gotta be kidding me. 40 years. Where does the time go, huh? Oh. $40 years, man. Insanity. Well, I'm done. thanks for having a chat with me, and I hope everybody has a great day. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and hope everybody has a great day. See you later.